This Red Sox-Orioles series on NESN is brought to you by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. And tonight from Fenway, the Red Sox get back inside the AL East and a 4-game series with Baltimore, what figures to be a calmer meeting than the last one. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us at Fenway tonight. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner for the next 4 nights is the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Garen Austin will be joining us in just a couple of moments. And Rick Porcello has the baseball tonight. Red Sox pitching has been a strength of this team early on. They are ranked number 4 in ERA in the American League.
And that's kind of a surprise. The hitting has been a surprise, too. Lack of hitting. But pitching has been there. And Rick Porcello last year at this time was 5-0. And you see him what he's doing this year. The last 13 innings, he's only given up 2 earned runs. So he's throwing the ball as well as he did last year. One bad outing sort of that exploded, gave up 4 home runs, but that's been the extent of it. The strikeouts are there. He's throwing the ball well. The problem is he's just not getting as much run support, but he's the same guy.
Got 9 strikeouts in the last outing. Also walked 4 men, which was an oddity for him. Very unusual. His opponent tonight has been a tough customer, and that is Dylan Bundy, who's been a top prospect for the last several years and really coming through. So runs could again be a premium at Fenway. Red Sox and the Orioles coming up. Game 1 in just a moment. Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger Program. Plainridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. Citizens Bank. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Fans making their way into Fenway. Time to turn to Garen Austin. And Garen, with all those fireworks the last time these two clubs met, what do you think about tonight?
Well, it was an eventful series in Baltimore. Words were exchanged between the teams, and Matt Barnes ended up serving a 4-game suspension. So will there be any carryover? John Farrell doesn't seem to think so.
Much has been said about it. We've moved on from it. Fact is, we're coming off a good weekend of baseball. It was something that hopefully we continue to build upon. And more than anything, focused on our guys and what we need to do to be a little bit more proficient defensively and execute the game as called for.
Players from both teams commented before the game, and they said they're moving on as well. Here's what Zach Britton had to say.
That series is over with, and we're ready to get looking forward to this series and having a good series against these guys. But as far as anything that happened in Baltimore, I think it's over with. And we're just looking forward to playing this series. There's really not a whole lot I think that's going to carry over. You know, Dustin reached out to a veteran player on our team about the comments and just wanted to clarify some things. And once he did that, I think we've turned the page and we moved on.
Rick Porcello is on the mound. Dave O'Brien and Dennis Eckersley have the call coming up.
To you by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. Chilly night here at Fenway. Red Sox and the Orioles, game 1 of 4. Dave O'Brien, Dennis Eckersley, and Garen Austin with you. And both sides are pledging that all of the fireworks and the dust up from the last meeting, that is history now, and they are moving on. As we give you a look at the standings inside the American League East, the Baltimore Orioles at 15-8. Yankees with the same record. They just met, and the Yankees took 2 out of 3. Pretty wild series, actually. Sox right now very close to the same record they had a year ago going into the month of May. So Rick Porcello, who's been so tough at Fenway Park over the last couple of seasons, leading the Sox out of the diamond. Here's the Oriole lineup he'll face. Brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Seth Smith will lead it off. Then it's Adam Jones in center field. Manny Machado at third base. Mark Trumbo, the DH, with Chris Davis at first. Jonathan Scope, the powerful second baseman, followed by J.J. Hardy, Ryan Flaherty, and Caleb Joseph. Starting pitcher presented by New England Audi dealers. Porcello 1-3. He had a rare 4-walk game in his last start, which was a 3-1 loss to the New York Yankees.
Talk about that nuclear game that he had. The defense, the Red Sox defense, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They've made 19 errors in 23 games. See Marco Hernandez at third, Bogarts at short, Pedroia at second, Moreland at first. In the outfield, Benintendi in left, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Mookie Betts in right. Behind the plate, Leon catching Porcello.
Umpires brought to you by Toyota's website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Greg Gibson behind the plate. Rayburn, Holbrook, and Wolf on the bases here for the first game. And we're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit Compra2Toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. And the weather tonight, 48 degrees. Still kind of waiting on spring to stay for a while.
Well, it feels like 39 to me.
Supposed to be about 70, 75 tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it.
You and I both. Porcello all set, all warmed up. The 28-year-old from New Jersey. And here come the Orioles again. Red Sox have already seen a lot of them. And this a lengthy series before the Sox hit the road. Buck Showalter and his team coming in first place. The Red Sox trying to dig into that a little bit. And how much fun was that weekend series against the Cubs? That was an absolute blast. Great atmosphere for every game here at Fenway.
It really was. And there's not that many games you play in Fenway Park that you're not sure who scored the run. You know, really, there's half this place was full of Cub fans. Kind of a unique feeling, but it still was a beautiful thing. It was.
Well, they have left town. Machado and the Orioles now in town, and all that brings. The Red Sox took 2 out of 3 from the reigning world champs. I wonder if that'll have the same kind of impact as when the Red Sox went to Toronto, and they were the division champs last year and won a big series up there.
Right. You hope that's what it is.
First pitch on the way to Smith, and outside, and we're underway. He's a .238 hitter with a couple of home runs.
They have no prototype leadoff hitter. You see Smith up there. He's not necessarily an on-base guy, but everybody pulls the ball. You're going to see so many shifts. They pull the ball because everybody tries to leave.
And Jones, Machado, Trumbo, and Davis, and Scope, and Hardy, you're right, up and down the lineup. He's had success, Smith has, against Rick Porcello. The 2-0. Popped up. Down the line, Benintendi and Hernandez giving chase, but out of play. And didn't you think the base running of Marco Hernandez had as much to do with last night's Red Sox win over the Cubs as anything?
Oh, no doubt. In fact, the first time it was a bang play before he was safe in the 8th inning off of Uehara. I thought that Rizzo should have taken himself on a couple of those things. They flipped to the pitcher and it was bang, and when he was safe, that started the inning where they scored 4 runs.
2-1. Jones on deck.
But he really does get out of the box.
And yeah, you're right. Every time gets up that line. Made a difference last night when it really counted. He'll switch over to the right side. Bogarts back to traditional shortstop on the left. As Porcello looks to put away the first hitter.
Had second thoughts about that fastball in. Going back to it.
And the 2-2. Check swing, and he fouled it away.
Shook it off and then decided to throw it after all. Good spot for it.
Sandy Leon doing the catching. He'll be catching Porcello and Chris Sale.
Going in there again. Nope. Change up.
And spoiled out of play to the left. Pretty good at bat here right away by Smith.
Porcello's got so many weapons to work with. You see, he can go through for both left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters. The changeups, he's made some mistakes with it, gotten it up a little bit.
And a 2-2. Fly ball down the line into the corner. That one slicing, and a foul off into the stands. Batted back by a fan. Red Sox season ticket holders, you can experience the best seats, price, and benefits Fenway has to offer. For information on becoming a season ticket holder, visit redsox.com/season tickets or call 877 Red Sox 9 today. This will be pitch number 8. Porcello to Smith.
The only thing he hasn't thrown is a hook so far. There's a hook. Boy, one hitter's seen everything you got. You'd like to be in the dugout by now.
So it'll be at least 9 pitches to start the night. See how chilly it is. Overshift on, and the 2-2 once again. So Smith making life pretty difficult on Rick Porcello right away. Rick, 15 career starts against the Orioles. He's 4-8, 4.88 ERA. And there are some spots in this lineup he has to be very, very careful with, including the guy right now, Smith. Three and 2. So 10 pitches in and still nobody out.
You can't get cute right here. You got to go after him.
And a 3-2 to Seth Smith.
Changeup.
Out back to Porcello. He'll scoop that and get him. But it took 11 pitches. Tonight's suits are designed by Joseph Abood, custom made in the USA of fine Italian fabrics. Available at Men's Warehouse. Text NESSN to 66960 and receive a coupon for $20 off your next purchase of $100 or more. And Men's Warehouse and data rates may apply.
You know, that says everything about Porcello right there. 10 pitches in, and he didn't give in, and he threw him a changeup.
On number 11.
I mean, that says something. It's when pitching was pitching.
He's had a lot of innings that were over quicker than that, though.
Yeah.
Zips in a strike to get ahead of Adam Jones, hitting .309 with 4 homers. He's driven in 11. And Machado on deck for the first time in this series. Tried to hold up. Looked like he went, and he did. First base, Rayburn rings him up there, and it's 0-2.
Boy, he's not messing around here. Fastball inside there just eats him up.
Jones 11 for 45, 3 home runs against Porcello, and that one way too high to make it 1-2.
Boy, he loves to throw that high fastball.
Porcello coming off a season high 9 Ks against the Yankees. Looking to fan Jones, and he does. Big swing and a miss, but down he goes hacking.
Boy, he just went after him. 4 straight fastballs. And the last one just blew him away. Showed him a high fastball 0-2, and he just came after him.
Now Machado hearing it somewhat from the Boo Birds. Dustin Pedroia sending a message to the Oriole leadership that it's all over and done with from the Red Sox angle. Orioles appear to agree. As Zach Britton said before the game, we ran that clip. John Farrell has said the same thing. So there are no expectations that that will spill over into this series. 2 down, bases empty. Machado hitting .224. Bounding ball and an easy play for Hernandez. And Porcello just a handful of pitches after he got rid of Seth Smith. 16 for the inning, and the Red Sox are coming up. Website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Xander Bogaerts hitting .315. Benintendi at .333. Mookie Betts at .293. Hanley Ramirez has been tearing the cover off it lately. Mitch Moreland, Dustin Pedroia, Jackie Bradley, Sandy Leon, and then Marco Hernandez rounding out the starters tonight against right-hander Dylan Bundy, 3-1, and a 1.65 ERA. Facing the Red Sox for the 3rd time this season already. That's 3 times in about a month.
Yes.
So we'll see if the Red Sox have success against him tonight. Good start for Rick Porcello. Got him 1-2-3. And Xander takes the first one in there for a strike.
Early in the season, this kid has turned out to be their ace. I know it's only 5 starts, but he's been as good as anybody. I thought Gausman was going to be their ace. He's gotten knocked around a little bit.
Hold on. Bundy, 24 years old. See what he's done so far in 2 starts against the Sox. He's been tough. And a breaking ball across for a strike.
Little soft curveball there. Doesn't throw the ball as hard as he did when he broke in. He's had Tommy John. He's used to get the ball up there high 90s. Now it's 95 max.
Along the third base line, Machado had to wait on it, throws and gets him, and a quick play. Xander, I think, was signaling he wanted maybe some kind of review. We'll take a look at it.
That play took a long time to develop, but a nice throw has him easy by a good half a step.
So that one goes 5-3, one man gone. And Benintendi will be next. Andrew hitting .333 with 3 home runs. Began the season 4 for 23. Since then, he's hitting almost .390.
Boy, he's been hitting the ball everywhere and then hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He hit a ball on Saturday afternoon on a line over the bullpen, over the Red Sox bullpen. I didn't know he had that kind of juice. You saw the 2 high fly balls that he hit out for home runs opening day.
Now homered Friday and Saturday, first time in his career on consecutive days, hitting the ball out of the park. The 2-0. That's a strike.
Now this is the ball that he hit off a Lackey on a line. This ball's crushed. That ball didn't get up in the air all that high, but look at over the bullpen, but close to 420.
And we showed you that line there about Fred Lynn, first rookie to lead the Sox in hits and RBI through April since Fred Lynn 1975. You're seeing a lot of comparisons to Benintendi and Freddie Lynn, aren't you?
Yeah, you're hearing it a lot. Joe Madden was going crazy about it, comparing him to Freddie.
High fly ball down the line, headed near the stand. Smith on the run. That's going to be into the seats.
Yeah, Baltimore's defense tonight, they've made 12 errors in 23 games. You see it around the infield. Machado at third, J.J. Hardy at short, Scope at second, Chris Davis at first. Out in the outfield, Flaherty in left field, Adam Jones in center, Seth Smith in right. Behind the plate, Caleb Joseph and Dylan Bundy on the mound.
Cubs, of course, just leaving town. They came very close to getting him. Been very much on their radar for a couple of years, and he'll take up and away ball 4. Andrew Benintendi, certainly one of the favorites for Rookie of the Year, takes his base, and that'll send up Mookie Betts. Well, you consider where the Red Sox are right now at 13-11. Considering the job that the flu bug did on this team early in April and the absence of David Price, to be just a game off where they were last year. I mean, at the same time,
when you're second to last in runs scored, this club, and they're still 13-11, that says a lot. It says that the pitching has been better than we thought it was going to be without David Price, and not knowing exactly what the bullpen was going to do. They've done a nice job, especially Kimbrel.
Absolutely lights out. He's been sensational as Betts stings that one. Gobbled up by Machado. Into second, on to first. Double play. Wow. A gorgeous double play. Machado, you see why he's won those Gold Gloves. And that'll do it. The end of 1. No score. Baseball on NESN is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Second inning coming up. Machado with a dazzling double play.
This is an absolute bullet. Watch his pick. Off balance. Makes a nice play to his scope. Turns it easily. That ball could have been a double down the line. Turns it into a double play.
Porcello back at it against Trumbo, Davis, and Scope here. Trumbo at just 202, but with a couple of home runs. This is a lineup that swings for the fences. We've documented that. Seems like every lineup is in Major League Baseball these days, but there was an average of 16.4 strikeouts per game in the month of April. That's the highest strikeout rate for any month, not just April, in Major League history.
I mean, what does that tell you? People are trying to leave Earth. I mean, they're trying to go deep.
And I'm talking everybody.
Everybody. I mean, everybody's trying to slug, I think, more than anything else. And there's no shame in punching out anymore. None. Zero. This is all about OPS. And you got to slug to have a high OPS. So you're either going to walk, try to hit a double or a dinger, or punch out just to stay in shape.
Popped him up off third, foul ground. Hernandez still ranging and makes the play. One man out. Fans don't miss NESN Live weeknights at 5:30. Catch the latest on your favorite New England sports teams. NESN Live presented by Cross Insurance.
It has something to do with power pitching too. There's a lot of guys that have, I mean, I think there's a lot more power pitchers than ever, right? Without a doubt.
More guys throwing 97 than I've ever seen.
Because you'll see in a game 6th through the 9th inning, there's where all the punch outs are from the guys coming out of the bullpen. You know, I think.
And I think the guy batting right now, Chris Davis, he's the prototype for today's slugger. I mean, he struck out 33 times in 80 at bats so far this season, and does not blink.
Right, and then I just saw Schwarber batting leadoff. Right, leadoff. You're not supposed to punch out like that for the Cubs, and he's punched out 34 times already.
The Red Sox really glued him to the plate. Here comes the 0-2. Scope on deck, no score in the second.
I mean, there'll be 4 or 5 punch outs every night on the 8th and 9th inning, especially with a guy like Kimbrel coming there every night. He's punching out 2 guys an inning.
The Red Sox staff collectively has been feasting on the strikeouts, and just a little in to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Kelly's got the kind of stuff to strike guys out. He hasn't this year, but Barnes punches guys out. Hembree does. Taylor does. I mean, everybody's got above average cheese.
Talk about guys like Carson Smith and Thornburg when they get back into that bullpen.
Right.
But that is baseball today. As you said, no shame in it if you're going to hit 30.
Yeah.
The 3-2 to Chris Davis. And down he goes. Second strikeout for Porcello.
I mean, he just is pumping fastballs. That ball just got a lot of carry on it, and once again uppercut. No chance.
Lexus making a pledge to strike out hunger. Every time a Red Sox pitcher strikes out an Oriole player, Lexus donates $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Now Jonathan Scope at 288. He's hit 5 home runs. A dribbler, but foul off third.
That's why you don't see anybody ever hit and run. There's hit and run is over with.
I remember listening to Josh Donaldson give an interview about his hitting style, and he said, if a hitting coach tells your 10-year-old son or daughter to just make contact and meet the ball, tell them no, because you need to swing to the bottom half of the baseball, and you need to lift the ball.
You need to lift, and that's what these launch angles are all about. You don't hit line drive home runs. You got to lift and separate.
1-1 in there for a called strike. And you know, Jerry and I have had this conversation, and Jerry's like, well, what if you're a speed guy?
Right.
You know, what if you need to make contact and hit it through the holes? And bunt once in a while and be that kind of a guy.
Yeah, you can't be a little sand blower trying to leave Earth. I mean, trying to go bridge, But Altuve does, right?
Right.
He gets his share.
You got me on the sand blower leaving Earth. I mean,
well, the sand blower. You're so short that when you walk on the beach and you pass gas, you get sand in your shoes. That's what that is.
Okay. Base is empty, 2 down, and a line shot base hit to left. So Scope becomes the first man to reach. And the next man in is a guy that Porcello has scuffled with in the past, and that is Hardy, the .393 hitter against the Sox right-hander. 11 out of 28 lifetime, but hitting just .195.
Boy, this guy's just not the same hitter that he once was. He at a time there he was hitting 25 home runs. I remember he was special when he was with Milwaukee. Came over and did the same. Continued with the Orioles. Always a great shortstop.
Yeah, he's won a Gold Glove. It's in there for a strike. Well, the Orioles had really a fascinating series with the Yankees. They had one game where they coughed up an 8-run lead and lost. That'll be a strike. Quickly 0-2.
Not happy with that little high strike.
Brian Mitchell pitching 2 innings and then played first base.
Yeah, I saw that. It was interesting. They ran out of arms in the bullpen, so they threw him at first so they can bring him back.
Did he offer the appeal? No, says Rayburn.
The funny thing in that game, the first guy up when he was playing first base popped it up to him and he dropped it.
Yes,
it's foul territory, luckily, right?
Yeah, that was ugly.
It was ugly. He ended up pitching an inning later and gave it up. He got the loss.
Runner at first, 2 down, and the 1-2 from Rick Porcello. Checked his swing. 2-2.
A lot of fastballs.
How about the performance of Rendon of Washington on Sunday? 6 for 6, 3 homers, 10 RBIs.
Last home run was off of I think a catcher with the Mets, right? Just they ran out of pitchers, obviously giving up 23 runs.
Pop to right, Betts on a charge, coming on, loses the cap, makes the catch. And the side is retired. Mookie got an excellent jump, 1 left. Question focusing on the 1967 Impossible Dream year. Who led the Sox with 20 saves that year? John Wyatt. That's texting 1. Text 2 for Sparky Lyle. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote. And the Ramirez steps in against Dylan Bundy here in the 2nd inning. No score. And he's been on a home run surge as he looks at a strike and a 6-game hitting streak. And 3 home runs during that hit streak with a couple of absolute blasts against the Cubs. Hot shot to third, again hoovered up by Machado. 1 man away. Time now for Xfinity X1 report as we send it down to Garrett.
Thanks, Opie. Well, guys, Matt Barnes spoke to reporters before the game, and he said there would be no carryover from what happened in Baltimore. Barnes said the team has been playing really good baseball. They're coming off a big series win. He said it was a little difficult sitting at home during his 4-game suspension and watching, but it was good to be back last night and help contribute to the team win. He said they're putting everything that happened in the past. This team is focused on winning the division, and every game counts. Guys?
Well, that first month behind everyone. And those events in Baltimore apparently too. Thanks, Garen.
Well, I'd like to put it behind me. If I was Barnes, that would be a difficult thing to do. I mean, thank goodness he didn't hit him in the head. That's all I can say, because that would have been a difficult thing to overcome, both sides of it.
Moreland will take a strike. Mitch at 273 with 2 home runs. I caught some of your commentary when you and Pedro Martinez were talking about this, and when it happens, exactly how it's supposed to happen. Pedro Martinez, I think, made the comment that 98% of the time I could get a guy if I wanted to.
Think about Pedro though. 98% of the time. I mean, he did it a lot. So I guess a lot of times it called for it, and he was a sharpshooter, he said.
That's what he said.
So what he's getting at is you have to learn how to do that. It's not something that is easy to do, especially when you're a little nervous. I mean, I know myself, it's not an easy thing to do. You don't practice drilling guys. You just don't. And a lot of times you throw the ball upstairs so they'll get out of the way. But if you're trying to hit somebody, you don't go up there ever. I mean, and he knows that. He didn't throw that ball. That ball was only thrown 90 miles an hour. That guy throws 95. So you got to zip it in there right at his hip.
2-2 will miss downstairs. I've had major league pitchers tell me they were tired of a hitter wearing them out. And so instead of the guy fouling off 15 pitches,
just wear it.
Just hit him. But it was going to be in the right spot.
I didn't really do it that much. Really? Not really. But I bet you Pedro did. He was known for it. He wouldn't want to hear it. I used to think, we used to think he was a headhunter, because he'd go up and in, and he had guys come charging him too.
But he also was not afraid to throw inside.
No, he threw inside. He pitched inside.
Right.
That's what it's about. It's about learning how to pitch inside. It's not an easy thing to do. You don't drill somebody every day, so you don't exactly know how to do it.
3-2 to Moreland. Fly toward the stands down the left field line. Flaherty giving chase.
But it should have been handled quicker, sooner. That's a problem. That's what Petey was talking about. I would have drilled. He wanted him to get drilled. Not, he wanted him to. But they should have drilled him the next day. But the next day was Stephen Wright, and he throws salad, so he's not going to hurt anybody. Maybe that was the thinking. I don't know for sure. They waited too long. And then you saw how, Rodriguez tried to hit him 3 times, which was tired. He didn't come close.
The 3-2 spoiled again.
Right? I mean, that was ugly.
Do you think there's been a change in baseball etiquette among this generation, the younger generation, like the Manny Machado generation? That
you can't throw inside anymore.
Can't do that anymore.
You can't do it anymore. It used to be part of the game. It just was. We used to have a guy tell you to flip him. They give you a little thumb, flip him.
He walked him, so Moreland's on. So who would say that? Who would say flip him?
Well, it might come from the manager or Mike, but I just knew there was a flip sign, and then you'd flip him. And the only way you could flip him is you got to throw the ball up. You don't want to hit him in the head.
You're not saying drill a guy. You're saying
just flip him. I mean, and you know, not underneath his helmet. It's just you got to throw it up a little bit, a little chin music, right? But you have to know what you're doing. You know, you don't want to. Obviously, nobody wants to hit anybody in the head. Let alone when everybody knows what's coming.
Dustin Pedroia steps in at 289.
But Pedroia looked bad in the whole deal. Is what he did. I mean, he was on the camera. I mean, the camera was right on his face, and we all had to watch him say, "It wasn't me. I would have drilled you yesterday."
That's, in fact, exactly what he said to Manny Machado there. Yanked behind the bag. Machado will throw into second base and get the out there. At 95% of third basemen have thrown to first.
Oh, this is classic. This is big league third baseman right here. Gold glove. Watch this. He charges this ball. He should have went to first. Easier play, but he wants to get the lead runner off balance, sidearm across his body. That is a beautiful thing. Force out.
So 2 down.
The guy can play, man. This guy is a player. Just so happened we needed to drill him.
Well, I also heard Pedro, and I know he's very friendly with Machado, and by the way, a lot of the Red Sox are really fond of him.
And that's what Petey said. Petey said, you know, I guess he texted him this and that, and then afterwards he's saying, well, I love him. You know, you're dropping love bombs on us, and meanwhile we're trying to drill him. So it was confusing.
Back in Dustin Pedroia. 2 down, no score here in the second inning. There was a lot of confusion.
Yeah, it was really confusing.
By the way, a lot of things, including the spiking of Dustin Pedroia. I mean, you could look at it and go, he definitely came in late and high. And you could also say, no, I don't think he meant to. He meant to spike him.
Personally, I didn't think he meant to, but I could see, you could see that he might have.
Yeah, so that was confusing.
But he laid back at the end. I mean, he could have tore him up, right? But as soon as he made contact with him, he reached to grab him.
The 0-2 from Bundy. High fly foul out of play.
But once again, we've all seen this many times. He slid way too late. His foot kicked up and got him right there, but it could have been worse. And then he grabbed him, and it was his knee he got surgery on, so that wasn't good.
Yeah, just this last off season. I'm glad that's over.
Yeah, I don't need to, talk about it over and over and over. But that's it. The end.
And the 0-2 to Jackie as he gets a piece. Sandy Leon on deck. Red Sox have begun to hit some home runs. Have hit 8 of them in the last 7 games after hitting just 7 in the first 17.
Well, Jackie came off the DL and hit that bomb. Wasn't that Baltimore? He hit a hanging breaking ball
down to Utah Street.
Yeah, he crushed that ball. But since that time, he hasn't really swung very well.
No, he's been pretty chilly. Looking to bust out here tonight. He's got some pretty good numbers against Bundy. 4 for 11 with a home run. Pedroia off first in the 1-2. High pop up. First baseman Davis along with the catcher Joseph, and Davis will make the play to retire the side. That's all for the Sox after 2, no score at Fenway. Source for Red Sox tickets. From bleachers to box seats, Ace Ticket has the lowest prices of all games at Fenway and backed with a 200% guarantee. Visit aceticket.com now or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Third inning for Rick Porcello. Flaherty, Joseph, Smith. That's 8-9-1 against him. Facing a New England guy, a Maynard, and Ryan Flaherty, hitting .222 without a homer, 1 run batted in. But he's playing tonight because he's 6 for 14 against Porcello with a home run.
And Porcello, I'm telling you, he's pumping fastballs. He's not bringing it. He's not throwing 95, but he's attacking.
And a breaking ball there to make it 1-1.
Flaherty, he's been a nice player for the Orioles. Part-time player. Kind of had not as good a year last year as he did the couple previous ones.
He's a favorite of Buck Showalter's. 1-2. Out of Portland, Maine.
They go into the little shift again. This time with 2 strikes.
Porcello trying to collect his 3rd K, and does on a breaking ball, a swing and a miss.
Boy, he just schooled him right there. He took 2 fastballs and then he throws him a hook. This time for a strike, swings over to the top of it.
Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC and Steve Lyons will break it all down. You'll hear from Rick Porcello and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason. 1 man gone. Caleb Joseph here. Now he's doing the catching. And he was not in the original starting lineup. Wellington Castillo was. And he was a late scratch. And that's a break for Porcello and the Red Sox because he's an outstanding hitter. This guy's hitting 182.
Yeah, Castillo, boy, he can hit.
Smith on deck, bases empty. But that breaking ball, he likes it tonight.
Broke that thing out. I'm telling you, he's got so many weapons. You know, never even see a slider that often. He can do so many things. Another little breaking ball.
In play to third, to his left, Hernandez. 2 up and 2 down. We've saw it last year several times. I mean, Porcello had everything going all year and winning the Cy Young, it felt like, but sometimes he'd wait 3-4 innings before breaking out that curveball.
Right. Well, first of all, to Smith, he threw him everything, right? And I was thinking, oh my goodness. And then he went to throwing fastballs. He threw 3-4 fastballs right by Jones, and then since that time went to fastballs, and then you've seen the last 2 hitters breaking balls.
Well, here comes Smith again. First at bat was 11 pitches long before he hit a little tapper, and Porcello threw him out at first base. And that's just downstairs for ball 1.
Saw that fastball last night from Hendricks from the Cubs. What, 86 miles an hour. He was dotting it all night long. The more you see 86, you think it's like 90 something because it's, you know, that's all you see.
Yeah, it was a little like watching Koji work.
Yeah, good changeup right there. He gets in a rhythm, Porcello, and he can just mow people down.
That's exactly why you're seeing Smith stand out here, trying to break him up a little bit. And the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jones on deck. No score in the 3rd.
You don't see a lot of pitchers put their hands over their head anymore, but this is classic Porcello.
And a 2-1 to the leadoff man. All even now.
Boy, he's fought some balls off late on a lot of fastballs. What it is. Shift again. What new? Marco is going to get in shape all night long.
And Porcello's 2-2 to Smith. Another breaking ball, and he squibbed it foul. Red Sox have 26 different start times throughout the season. By importing the NESN Red Sox calendar into your favorite desktop, you will not miss a game. Automatic updates, game reminders, and more. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import the schedule today. So here comes the 6th pitch of this at bat. 2-2. Popped up. Into left field is Benintendi, waiting for it to come on down. And a 1-2-3 for Porcello. Sharp. No score in the 3rd. Honoring the 07 Red Sox World Championship, game number 25 of that year. The Red Sox lost to the A's 5-4. Travis Buck hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 9th. Game went extras. Dan Johnson with an RBI double in the 10th, and the A's came from behind to win that game. Here at Fenway tonight, last half of the 3rd coming your way. A slumping Sandy Leon at the plate, down to 180 with 1 home run. So right now, Christian Vasquez, and he's earned the right, is the lead catcher, and Sandy Leon is the number 2 man. And at this point, it looks like he'll be catching Porcello and Sale.
Right, so he's catching tomorrow night.
And Vasquez continues to hit. Christian saying the other day, I feel really, really strong. Last year was not me. This is the real me.
Well, when you get off to a 500 start, 500 hitting start,
you're strong.
That's me, man.
He is just tearing it up. 412 right now. Leon trying to bust out of an 0 for 15. And a 2-2 from Bundy. Knocked foul out of play. Red Sox did beat Bundy in the Orioles here back on April 11th for his 1 loss of the year. That was 8-1. He allowed 3 of those runs. Came back strong to defeat the Red Sox 2-0 on the 21st of April. 7 innings, 6 hits, only walked 1 man. That was at Camden Yards.
Not overpowering.
And just got a piece of that one.
It's that good little curveball there to left-handers. You got a slider that he occasionally throws to right-handers, but he really dots his fastball, and he's got a great changeup.
24 years old, out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Three and two. Hernandez on deck. And the payoff pitch. Scope with the stab, throws to get him. That was Hardy actually with the play, and cuts him down at first base as they put the shortstop over on that right side, exactly where he hit it.
This ball was smoked up the middle. You cannot get a base hit up the middle anymore in the big leagues. There's always somebody standing there, and Hardy was standing there. As a pitcher, I'm thinking that's a base hit as soon as it goes by you, and I got a man there. It's a beautiful thing.
So one man gone for Marco Hernandez, hitting .288. First career home run came against these Orioles, Camden Yards.
3-run shot.
And a one-strike pitch. Went bounce up there. Did he go? He did.
Has trouble with that breaking ball. Picking it up, identifying it. This ball never was a strike. It didn't get close to the Joseph, but I'll tell you, he runs so well down the line, you'd think he could steal 50 bags as fast as he is out of the box, but that doesn't necessarily play that way.
I figured he'd get that again. 1-2. Xander Bogaerts on deck. Nothing game in the third inning. And Bundy fires and fouled away. Red Sox and the Orioles 4 times in this series. Chris Sale tomorrow against Alec Asher. Drew Pomerantz on Wednesday. Stephen Wright on Thursday. Gausman and Ubaldo Jimenez will be the opponents.
It's got to be a curveball. No, high fastball.
And he went after it, 93 miles an hour. Down he goes, strike 3, 2 away.
Tantalizing fastball. He didn't want to get to the curveball, so any fastball he saw, I'm hacking because I don't want the curveball. Bundy's a genius out there. High cheese. See ya.
That is his first strikeout and sends up Xander Bogaerts. 0 for 1. He has grounded to third.
There's that slider.
Xander with a 4-game hit streak. On Saturday, hit his 6th career triple. 0-2.
Breaking out the slider.
But that triple at the crack of the bat looked like it was gone. It wound up into the wall, but I think even Xander thought he got all of it, as far as hitting it to the opposite field anyway. And
because that's all you're thinking about. Boy, Xander, he's not trying to go, pull anything. And then he lights it up and almost hits it out over in the bullpen.
Fly ball, backing up Flaherty, backing up to the track, leaps up, can't get it. It's off the tin, and so is he. And trotting into second base with a double, Xander Bogaerts. So he is in the scoring position with 2 down in the third.
He was drifting and drifting and drifting. I thought this ball, he seemed to reach for this ball. It doesn't really crush it, but it gets it out there, and then Flaherty just keeps gliding and jumps and misses it, smashes it into the tin. I'll tell you, he should have took a beeline right to the ball, but easier said than done. But you see the way he swung at that, it's amazing.
So his plate coverage is something.
Yes.
And 2 bases on that.
It's like the base hit he got last night in the 8th inning, just up the middle off of Uehara.
Brings up Benintendi, who took ball 4 in the first inning. Red Sox trying to be the first to get on the scoreboard tonight. Benintendi still the only player in the American League with a 5-hit game this season, and that came against the Orioles. Last game of the series in Baltimore. Two down. Hard hit. Down for it, Davis. That'll snuff that out and retire the side. Red Sox leave a man at second base after 3, no score. And 47 have teamed up to celebrate Boston's hardest working fans. Their Outwork, Outroot collaboration combines Carhartt's signature workwear with 47's premium Red Sox gear. Available in-store at Fenway and online at 47brand.com. Adam Jones needs a little help here. He can't get the weight off. He had already come up all the way to home plate and tried to get it off. The bat may not survive it. Yeah, you got to get a new stick. He gave it to Davis, and Superman takes care of it. He's pretty darn strong. So a bit of a delay before we can begin the 4th inning.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often. Like somebody to take the lid off of the jar or something, huh?
So Jones 0 for 1, struck out first inning. Scoreless here at Fenway. And Rick Porcello with a big cut and a miss gets in front 0-1.
Boy, he tried to leave Burt there, a little cutter. He left it out over the plate. Luckily it didn't break.
Jones has hit safely in 4 straight games. He has hit 4 home runs, and he'll take inside. Rick Porcello facing the Orioles for the first time this season. He's never beaten them at Fenway. 0-2 here. 2-1.
Boy, Adam Jones has seen a ton of fastballs just going at him.
Popped to right. Pedroia out. Coming on Betts, and Pedroia will take it. 1 gone in the 4th inning. Well, the season's here, but that doesn't mean it's too late to play fantasy baseball. Go to yahoo.com/fantasy-baseball. Join an existing Yahoo season-long fantasy baseball league, or you can build your own. Don't forget to visit NESN.com/fantasy for the latest news, lineup advice, and more. Now the greeting from Machado, who's 0 for 1. He's grounded to third. I think from a Red Sox standpoint and from a fan base and Red Sox Nation standpoint, one of the things that worked against Machado as the evildoer the other day in Baltimore was he's had a bit of a history of at times misbehaving. Well, and in particular a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was when he was younger. He was still young. I mean, you thought that he would have matured, and I think he has. I mean, that was kind of an ugly scene before when he did that through the bat at the pitcher. It was not pretty at all.
And that was actually Fernando Abad. Of course, now with the Red Sox, high bounded to Hernandez. At the time he was with the Oakland A's. Machado twice has grounded to third. He's 0 for 2. A lot of his teammates will tell you he's outgrown that. He was like, what, 21 at the time. Right. He's old of 24 now. He's some talent.
He really is, and gets overlooked as the Gold Glove to me.
Well, him and for my money, Arenado are the two best in the game defensively.
Right.
They're right there.
And we don't see Arenado enough. We see this guy, probably too much of him.
I might actually give Arenado a bit of a nod in that. He's spectacular, but so is Machado. Trumbo 0 for 1. He's popped out foul to third.
Trumbo, he hasn't gotten on track yet. He doesn't need to get on track for a few days, but he's 47 home runs last year, only 2 so far.
There's a bullet. That's going to keep on going up against the monster. Scooped up by Benintendi. He wants 2 now. Here's the throw, a little off target, and he's going to get in there with a double. So Trumbo taking a chance, and a better throw may well have had him.
Well, 2 outs is a good idea to try to go for 2. The ball down the line. If that throw is on the bag, he's out. But Petey has to reach for it and then try to dive back and tag him too late. But the throw is off balance a little bit. Not exactly right on the bag. Not a bad throw. But not enough time to put the tag on.
So Trumbo with his 4th double of the season. Davis is next. He struck out in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. And he's hitless in his last 24 at bats with runners on base. That's the longest such drought in the major leagues this season. Porcello got him the first time. And he gets ahead 0-1.
Boy, he goes right after him.
Davis has struck out 34 times in 81 at bats. 1-1.
And that's about as bad as it gets. That's a bigger pace than normal for him.
Two out, runner at second. Porcello's 1-1. Rick up to 64 pitches. Scope on deck. Trumbo with a sizable lead at second. Waved and missed there on the curveball. 2-2.
Very tempting there for him. Low ball hitter. Uppercut swing by Chris Davis. It'll break a ball back door. Gets him off balance. See if he tries to throw him chest high fastball or back to the curveball.
Porcello with a 2-2. He got him. He caught him looking at 94. He made a great pitch.
That's the hardest ball he's thrown all night.
Right there at the knee and struck him out looking. to the Dell Technologies Level Suites, offering the best views and amenities at Fenway. Visit email premium sales redsox.com or call 617-226-6912 to book your private suite today. Davis punching out on a Porcello fastball in a tough spot to hit. And Mookie Betts will take a ball downstairs.
You see how he finished off. Chris Davis had thrown a curveball previous to that. Then his fastest pitch of the night, 94, dots the inside corner. Sit down for the number 35th time.
Mookie 0 for 1. He's hit into a double play, 5-4-3 in the first inning. Andy Ramirez on deck, then Mitch Moreland against Dylan Bundy. 2 hopper to short. Hardy gets him. And Mookie is 0 for 2. Let's get out of Guerin.
Hanley Ramirez enters the month of May on a 6-game hitting streak, batting .364 with 3 home runs over that span. I was talking with hitting coach Chili Davis, and he said he really likes the way Ramirez has been using his hands these past few games. And he said when Ramirez squares the ball up, the ball is going to jump. And guys, I'm sure you've also noticed that fans in attendance tonight are rocking their 13 El Trece necklaces tonight.
Oh, they look great on just about everybody.
All blinged out. Everybody's got them on. They look good.
Lucky number 13.
Right. Hanley 0 for 1. Could use a little luck against Bundy, against whom he's 3 for 15, but he's locked in right now.
Hanley seems to have some bad luck a lot. You know, he hits a lot of line drives that the exit velocity's got it going on, but the balls he hit out of the ballpark, nobody gonna catch those.
You're right. I thought for a big chunk of April he hit some right on the screws that did not fall in. They were, you know, right at somebody, but you figure when a guy's doing that, eventually that worm will turn, and it has. To the tune of 2 massive home runs against the Cubs. One 469 feet, the other 440 feet. 909 feet of home runs. These are very popular. And it's not real. You would think, you know, the way he's gazing upon it, that, you know, it's worth about $100 grand. He'll take ball 4. The time now to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires, and that's Hanley at 364 during the hitting streak with 3 home runs. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox.
Hanley started off slow last year with home runs, right? Got 1 in April, I believe, ended up with 30. So hope that happens again.
Mitch Moreland now. He took a walk his first time, and Bundy has walked 3 men. So something to keep an eye on, and he'll miss inside ball 1. Nothing game in the 4th. See Hardy up the middle again.
He camps out there all the time.
Sharply hit. Scope to second 1, back to first. Red Sox have been doubled up a couple of times here tonight, and that will retire the side. We head to the 5th. 0-0. Going on now, Jordan's Furniture. Buy as much furniture and mattresses as you want, and if the Red Sox sweep the World Championship, it'll be yours for free. Dennis Eckersley, the Hall of Famer. Dave O'Brien. I visited the Hall of Fame. And Garen Austin alongside. I bought my way in. Saw your plaque up there, all your accomplishments, and they are many. 2 different roles.
I think I'll go back and visit this year again.
You should. You should. Well, you go every year.
Make a habit out of it.
I know you go back every year, right? Scope.
Yeah.
Takes that one outside as part of the induction ceremonies. He's 1 for 1 tonight with a base hit. And looks at a strike.
What a difference a year makes with Porcello, huh? 5-0 at this point last year. 1-3 right now. I know he hasn't pitched as well, but really just 1 bad game. He's got it going on tonight. Pretty much doing it whatever he wants. Back and forth. Adding, subtracting. That fastball he threw to Chris Davis came out of nowhere. 94. Here's a Cy Young Award winner. Didn't even make the All-Star team last year. What a crime.
Here's 2-2.
Isn't that something? You win 22 games and you can't make the All-Star team. I think at the break he was what, 12-1 or something. Stephen Wright made the All-Star team. Not that he didn't deserve it, but some of your best years you don't even make the All-Star team.
Red Sox went 15-1 in his home starts last year. En route to the Cy, and the 2-2. Base hit through the hole. So Scope is 2 for 2. Leadoff single in the 5th. Get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the first aid station located behind section 12 on the lower concourse. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit bidmc.org. They'll send up Hardy. He's 0 for 1 with a fly to right. Orioles now 3 hits. Red Sox have but 1. Red Sox team that has struggled to score has put a lot of pressure on the pitching staff.
How about that? No double play balls. It's kind of hard to believe. Sinker baller like him.
One strike pitch to Hardy. That dips in there for a strike.
You don't have to worry about this team running. Scope, he runs a little bit, but nobody. I mean, this is pathetic what they did last year. But they stole 17 bases, something like that, something sick. They unheard of in this day and age.
Makes you wonder, do they even have a steal sign? Because that one's fouled away.
Really?
Maybe that was it.
Huh?
Points, you know. Go ahead. Nothing more complicated than that.
I'll tell you what, Porcello has got a double play ball this year, but they've had 2 double play balls off Bundy that have been bullets. That one to Machado, and the one last inning was a bullet that they turned.
0-2 to Hardy. Runner holding. Popped up, twisting near the stands. There'll be no play here for Moreland. Fans, be sure to stop by Plain Ridge Park Casino. Plain Ridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. Game 1 of 4, Sox and the Orioles. Scope on at first base and nobody out. 0-2. He got him looking. He sits down Hardy. Back to the fastball to strike him out.
That ball had a little tail on it. It came back on the outside corner. Looks like it's going to go outside, and then came back just enough on the corner, at the letters almost. Perfect.
Strikeout number 5 for Rick tonight. Now Flaherty, who struck out in the 3rd inning. Former star of Deering High School, both basketball and football, and in fact led his football team to a state championship, then on to Vanderbilt University. Oldest son of the University of Southern Maine head coach. One man out, one man on. He cut right through it.
That ball just beat him. Boy, it looks hotter than 92, doesn't it? When they swing and miss, it always looks faster.
Teammate of David Price at Vandy. The Harvard of the South, Vanderbilt University. Very, very tough admissions. The 1-1. It didn't miss by much. In fact, it was probably a strike, but Greg Gibson said no. So the count 2-1. No reaction from Rick Porcello. He is at 80 pitches here to the 5th inning. Scope aboard. You thought it might be, with these two guys pitching tonight, Porcello and Bundy, a very tight, low-scoring game. Would they put a play on here? Big hole there on the right side. The lefty hit.
This is when you do it.
Runner holds and foul, back 2-2.
Good swing.
Porcello at home has tossed 6 innings or more in 11 of his last 12 starts at Fenway Park. So he's used to going deep into games, as he did routinely last year.
He had that one streak broken up. Found 5 innings that he had for a long time. Finally came to an end earlier this year.
Yeah, went 4 1/3 against Tampa Bay, and that's up top, 3-2.
A lot of high fastballs here. Got to make a pitch.
See Marco Hernandez way over there on the right side of the hole. Bogart's by himself on the left side, and the 3-2. Runner holds, and a high fly to left. Benintendi sauntering over and there to make the play, and Scope turns tail. He's back to first base, and there are 2 down here in the 5th inning. Well, tonight, after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, hear from the Celtics as they prepare for Game 2 against the Wizards tomorrow night. NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. 2 gone to number 9 hitter and Caleb Joseph. He's 0 for 1 with a ground ball to third. And Rick Porcello from the set. That is ripped down the line. That's going to be a foul ball. Kind of a casual sign from Jim Wolf, third base umpire, but foul.
Boy, he's lucky right there. That ball couldn't have been fouled by much. No, it hit the wall. Had a lot of hook to it. Joseph all over that fastball.
Smith on deck, 2 down, a man on for the Orioles. The leadoff man Scope still there after his base hit. And now 0-2.
He's just pumping fastballs, huh? Flaherty, and now to Joseph. Threw a bunch of fastballs to J.J. Hardy.
He's had a fine curveball tonight too.
Yeah, but he's proud of his cheese too. here it is again. Hello. What did he say yes to?
Time granted.
Got those lime fingernails. Huh?
To see the sign better?
Yeah. He's kind of hiding it there. He's got his knee kicked in like the runner's trying to look.
0-2 now to Joseph. The wind really has been a non-factor tonight. At the moment, it's blowing in. But not really gusty. Chilly night, temperatures in the 40s.
But you can see everybody's breath coming out, so you know it's chilly. Is he going to drop a hook on him here?
Skipped it up there. Good stop by Leon on that curveball. 1-2.
I could hardly see the signs. As you see the curveball, he wasn't going to hang it, that's for sure. Good block. Easy play there by Leon. See his breath coming out. See how he hides it? Fastball.
Two and two. I think we're all longing for the day where we don't see anybody's breath.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, let's go.
Let's go.
It's May. It's also New England.
I got some thin blood too.
It's going to change tomorrow, Eck.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the 70s tomorrow.
Good.
And a 2-2 from Porcello. Into the alley. Nobody out there. That's down onto the grass. Going to keep on rolling. Over to get it. Bradley rounding third is Scope, and he's going to score without a close play at home plate. Down to second base, Joseph, and it's 1-0 Baltimore.
Now, how in the world did he get to that pitch right there? He's thrown a cutter maybe once all night, and he throws a ball inner half, and he gets to it. Look at this ball. Cuts. Trying to throw a cutter. Front door cutter. He goes down and gets it and hits a bullet into the gap. Nobody's going to get there. You see Scope running. He is going to score easy all the way around from first. And Joseph's got an RBI double. You got to be kidding me.
Came in hitting 182. Third RBI of the season. That played Scope all the way from first base. And the first run of the ball game.
Try to get cute there with a little front door cutter. Didn't look like that bad a pitch, but he scalded it.
So the fourth Oriole hit tonight delivers the first run and brings up the pesky Seth Smith, who's gone 0 for 2. Getting 227 with a couple of home runs. On the night, he's been thrown out by Porcello on a little tapper. He's also flied to left. The first inning saw him work Porcello for 11 pitches. That one makes him dance a bit. Curveball to dirt for ball one. Porcello's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Up to 90 pitches.
He's going to have a hard time getting it to the seventh. He's thrown a lot of pitches. He really has. Run-in counts.
Yeah, particularly for a guy who hasn't walked anybody.
No, I think he's throwing the ball good, but the pitch counts adding up.
Getting up there. Here's number 91. And a curve for a strike.
He's always had that good curve tonight, but he's thrown a lot of fastballs. This guy yanks everything. He's a yanker. As you can see while they're playing like that.
It is not easy to stay in those circles either. That's in there for a strike. 1-2. Jones would be next. Orioles on the board first tonight, 1-0. And a 1-2. Bounding ball, and it is Bogarts to dive from a knee. Recovered, and he got him. Got him at first base to retire the side, but Caleb Joseph delivers a double as the number 9 hitter makes it 1-0 Baltimore. Batting gloves like Dustin Pedroia at franklinsports.com/custom. Enter the code NESSN20 to receive 20% off at checkout. Franklin proud to be the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. Dustin Pedroia 0 for 1, leading things off here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0. The Orioles have the lead. Then it's Jackie Bradley and Sandy Leon. Second time around here against Dylan Bundy. It was 3-1, a 1.65 ERA coming in. Right-handers 1-1, popped up, foul, back out of play. Dustin Pedroia quietly had a very nice series against the Chicago Cubs. He went 6 for 10
in that 6th slot, which he's never been before, right? First time he ever.
Yep, it was the only spot he had never hit in before. Had 3 hits on Saturday. To center field, charging in Jones, still coming hard, and he'll make the play. One-handed catch on a run, one gone.
Jones.
EchoSword Technologies donating $50 for every Sox hit this month to the Clada Fund, which hopes to raise funds to fight for children, support veterans, and help those battling alcohol and substance abuse. EchoSword Technologies, your data center solutions provider. Jackie Bradley 0 for 1. He has popped out foul to first.
I couldn't help but think the fly ball to Adam Jones that Pedroia hit. They had told Adam Jones to move in or move back, didn't they? Because he was taking away a lot of base hits, but balls were getting over his head. You think playing in Baltimore, ball gets over your head, it's over the fence.
He's such a good outfielder and has been for such a long time. He's made a lot of great catches over fences. They've made that slight adjustment for him to back up about 15 to 17 feet this year.
He's really been their most consistent player up to this point. Hitting 300, doesn't have all the home runs, but he's just been playing consistently. They got a lot of guys that haven't got off yet.
3-1. That is high for ball 4. He did appeal. Third base ump Jim Wolf says no swing, and that's going to be the 4th walk issued by Bundy, but so far the Red Sox have not made him pay.
Just lays off this high fastball. You know, he wants to let it go, but it's just take your walks.
Sandy Leon looking to snap an 0 for 16. One down and Jackie Bradley aboard. He bluffed. It's bunted. He got it down. Machado throwing. Can't get him, and everybody's safe at first and second. So the Red Sox on a base hit by Sandy Leon on a bunt are in business with one man gone.
We know what he did earlier in the year to win a ball game just like this. This fastball was up in his eyes. He had just a beautiful pitch to bunt that way. He could bunt it as hard as he wants to. You see the play that Machado almost makes here. Across his body, couldn't get enough on it, but what a time to use it right there. Nobody out, 2 guys on. Machado cannot make that play.
So it ends in 0 for 16 for Sandy Leon. And the Red Sox have something brewing here for Marco Hernandez, who struck out his first time 0 for 1. 1-0 the Orioles here in the 5th. And a high fly ball headed for left, and Flaherty has it measured. 2 down, runners go back to first and second. Xander Bogaerts next.
Feel like he got something going on. 1 pitch, bang, 2 outs.
Bogaerts in this one is grounded out and double. One run on 4 hits for the Orioles, nothing across on 2 hits for the Sox. Xander has a 5-game hitting streak. I was talking to John Farrell earlier today. We were talking about different guys in the lineup. He thought that Xander Bogaerts was the next guy, now that Hanley Ramirez is really starting to roll, who will get hot in this offense. He was talking about how dynamic an offensive player Xander is, how valuable and important he is this Red Sox lineup.
Oh, absolutely. When he's not hitting, I mean, it's like they're missing a hole.
Got jammed there and fought it off foul.
You know, he's always been a good 2-strike hitter, but you know, last year he had some power. You know, he had over 20 home runs, and we saw a lot of that power. We haven't really seen it this year.
That's exactly what John Farrell was talking about, that will be the thing to come next. We shall see. Cold night with the wind blowing in. First and second with 2 away. Bounding ball, but to the wrong man. He spins Machado close and got him at second base on the force play.
Whoa.
That retires the side, and he's made a couple of dazzling plays at the hot corner tonight. Xander waiting to see if there might be a review. There will not be. Force play to retire the side. We will. We'll be back to take another look. 1-0 Baltimore. 13th for the 3rd annual Bacon and Beer Festival. That's at Fenway Park. Sample bacon-inspired dishes and beers from all over the place. Best of all, the VIP event includes a ticket to see the Sox that night. For tickets and info, visit redsox.com/bacon. High fly ball off the bat of Jones down the line. Benintendi just shy of the track and onto the track for the out. Jones done in on one pitch. Some play by Machado moments ago. We've seen that a couple of times tonight.
You can't make it any better. Look at it. He catches this ball behind him, picks it, gets up, throws it. Scope's not even there yet. He throws it to him. Force out at second base. That is gold.
At the plate, he's 0 for 2. He has grounded out twice to third.
He's made 3 plays tonight and almost made another one.
Up high, ball 1. Trumbo on deck. 1-0 Orioles. Red Sox again having great difficulty scoring.
Tell you, Jones did Porcello a favor swinging at that first pitch, although he almost went deep. His pitch count getting close to 100. He needed a quick out. Meanwhile, he can't get any runs to save his life.
Check swing and a foul. Porcello tonight has dropped his ERA from 4.75 to 4.29. He hasn't walked anyone. His last 5 starts against the Orioles, he has not walked a soul. He drops in a strike. But he is at 98 pitches, so does not look like it's going to be an overly long night for the right-hander. 2-2. Foul away. Boy, the last inning looked promising for the Red Sox with 1 out. Jackie Bradley took a walk, and then Sandy Leon with the surprise bunt. And Marco Hernandez maybe a little over anxious when after the very first pitch he flied routinely to left. And Bogarts with a hot smash, but Machado made the play on it to get the force. And a 2-2. High fly ball left field, very, very deep, sailing back it goes. It is gone. Boy, Machado's doing it all tonight, coming here to Fenway Park as he crushes his 5th home run of the season, and that makes it 2-0 and brings on more Boo Birds.
Another cutter by Porcello, the second cutter. First one cost him that he gave up to Joseph, and this one left the ballpark.
So 2-0 Orioles.
I'm going to stick that cutter in my back pocket for now. You see this pitch, he wants to go down and away, and it just spun, and that he lifts, and see everybody looks the other way.
Yep, no doubt in Porcello's mind.
Ball's high. Everybody knows it's gone. Did it go over everything? Yeah.
It did. The 0-1 pitch fouled off by Trumbo, who's doubled and popped up. 1 for 2 tonight. Davis would be next. Orioles with their 5th hit. Red Sox been held to 2. And the 0-2 coming. Looked like he swung.
Yes, he did.
He did. First base umpire Rayburn agrees. A swing and a miss for strike 3. That is his 6th K tonight.
Well, if you throw a good one, this is what could happen. That cutter, slider, whatever. He can't hold up. He knew he swung.
So 2 down. Davis now. He has struck out both times up. 0 for 2. And 3 home runs this season. Still has terrific power. Orioles coming off losing 2 out of 3 to the Yankees before coming to Fenway. a ground ball foul. Toronto and the Yankees are playing tonight in the Bronx.
Is that Severino? Yeah, Severino.
Yeah, who was just brilliant here in Boston.
Meanwhile, he's losing.
Check swing and it's downstairs, 2-1. It'll be interesting to see what the Yankees do in a catcher position when Sanchez comes back, as Romine's been so good for them.
Right. Everything's going good for the Yankees.
Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed to make it 2-2. Check out what events are coming up at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Mary J. Blige, 42nd Street, and Barry Manilow on May 27th. And the 2-2 to big Chris Davis. In there for strike 3. He fans him for the 3rd time. Machado gets one and knocks it totally out of Fenway, and the Orioles double their lead. Earn a free beverage when you enroll and speed past the line with on-the-go ordering. DD Perks, everyone deserves an upgrade. Download the Dunkin' app today. Speeding past the line may not be possible at all locations. Heath Hembree now loosening in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Rick Porcello has pitched well. He's allowed 2 runs, 5 hits, no offense yet. Benintendi will lead things off here against Bundy. And for the 2nd start in a row against the Red Sox, he's been really good. Benintendi is walked and grounded out. Then it's Betts and Hanley Ramirez. Andrew hitting at .330 with 3 homers. Had a notion, but he stayed off it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It really hasn't been overpowering watching Bundy. Just sort of mixing it up here and there. Fastball very mediocre. Little breaking ball, changeup, nothing dazzling.
Flared to left. Flaherty on the run and lunges, went for it and made the play. Got that ball in fair territory too for out number 1.
I'll tell you what, it's not an easy catch, but it sure didn't look very pretty at the end of this. It looked like he was waiting for the wall that never got there, but he made the catch.
Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plainridge Park Casino. TC and Steve Lyons dive deep into the key moment of tonight's game and preview Chris Sale's start tomorrow against Baltimore. Mookie Betts is 0 for 2. I would say Bundy has not been dazzling. He's been very efficient.
Very.
Despite 4 walks, the dazzling stuff has come from his third baseman.
Right. 2 double play balls. One to Scope that Hardy had to rush back to second base because they were playing him to pull Moreland. And then obviously the play by Machado, the double play ball, and even the force out was a bullet.
He's also crushed a long home run totally out of Fenway. The 1-1.
Mookie's been chasing that pitch lately. The breaking ball down and away.
Andy Ramirez on deck. Red Sox need a jolt. Oh, and that one gets him. He is struck by the pitch and will take his base. It was a fastball about 95.
That's the hardest ball he's thrown.
And Mookie taking his time.
He had no chance to get out of the way of this after seeing the slider down and away the pitch before. And then he just drills him right in the thigh. Boom. There's nowhere to go right there. That ball has got your name on it. Ow. That had to hurt.
So Mookie Betts aboard. First man hit by a pitch tonight. Now Hanley Ramirez, who has grounded out, taking ball 4. The Mookie certainly has the speed to get immediate revenge if he should choose to run. Though the thigh's probably aching, he's not running, and it is high for ball 1.
I'll tell you, that was a good time to get Mookie. I'll tell you. Just don't forget, he got 8 home runs. Was it 8 home runs last year off them?
Yes.
I mean,
has 9 in his career, hitting .408 against them.
Wow. I mean, that's the hardest ball he threw all night.
Both sides said before the game that it's over. Nothing lingering any longer.
But if you really want to drill somebody on this team, that's the guy you want.
So he's walked 4 and he's hit a batter. Saw Mookie walk back to the bag moments ago very gingerly. Home run swing and a count 2-1.
He's coming out of his shoes 2-0.
He's been hitting those home runs lately a country mile.
Look at the swing on this 2-0 high fastball. Ties him up.
He's trying to tie the game.
He's going to kill himself.
I think, you know, from a logical standpoint, Bundy's only up 2-0. If he drills Betts on purpose, he's facing a very hot hitter who can take him out of the ballpark and tie the game.
So it doesn't make sense, but it does give you pause, though.
Sure it does.
Of all the guys to hit.
I think it gave Mookie Betts pause.
Yes.
There's a high fly ball dead away center, but it'll hang up. And Jones will make the catch. Mookie back to first base, and there are 2 gone. Tomorrow 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. Hanley sitting down with Red Sox historian Gordon Eads for an exclusive interview. We'll bring you part 1. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? So 2 away. Moreland will climb in after a conversation between Joseph and Bundy. Moreland has walked, and he's also hit into a double play. Sox have bounded into a pair of those tonight. 2-0 Orioles in the 6th. And Pedroia on deck. And he popped him up. Machado into left field calling for it. And that will retire the side. So nothing comes to the hit batsman at the end of 6. 2-0 Orioles. Brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Toyota's website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Subaru Retailers of New England. 47. And by LL Bean. Inspiring products designed for a reason. 2-0 Baltimore as we go to the 7th inning. Precious little offense tonight. Red Sox held to 2 hits. Rick Porcello has finished for the night and turns the baseball over to Heath Hembree. Has pitched well, a 1.42 earned run average. He'll be facing Scope, Hardy, and Flaherty.
Boy, he has done a nice job for the Red Sox. A lot of different roles.
Rick Porcello allowing only 5 hits. He struck out 7. Popped down the right field line, twisting foul and out of play by Scope. A couple of singles and a run for him tonight.
Porcello did a nice job tonight. Pitched as well as he's pitched all year. Once again, no run support. Something that's just night and day to what it was like last year for him.
This season, of course, he's not been alone. Far from it. So Hembree's 0-1. Popped him up. Leon looking for room, back to the screen, but out of his reach. Hardy on deck. Hembree trying to strike out the first man he faces here tonight. Scope, good power. Won't chase, and it's 1-2.
Boy, he can get it up there too. like his fastball. When he keeps it down, it's got some carry. It just sort of stays right there. He yanked that one.
Scope is 0 for 4 against him in his career. Skipped it 2-2.
Hard slider, 89.
Rick Porcello had an excellent curveball going tonight. Part of his 7 strikeouts. And the 2-2 from Embry. Foul tipped. Got a piece of it. So just for the record, as a guy who over a long Hall of Fame career hits 75 men with a thrown baseball.
Accidentally.
Is there hold on a minute. The 2-2.
There you
Swung
go.
on and missed for strike 3. Is there any doubt in your mind, and I'm not trying to rev anything up here, but is there any doubt in your mind that the pitch to Mookie Betts was unintentional? Any doubt?
I've got a little, just a little doubt. Little. If he did it, I mean, he's got a lot of nerve to do that. But I don't think he did it on purpose.
I bring it up just because of the environment and the obvious history. And
wow,
95 miles an hour right on the thigh.
And I'll tell you, the way it was done, you'd have to. That's what gives me pause. The way it was done, he just dotted him in the thigh, like boom, slider away, then dot you in the thigh.
Both teams saying before the game, and they were pretty adamant that it was all over with and done with, that there would be no carryover.
Did it give you pause?
It did.
I know it did. What did boom? I mean, boom. He just, and that just got him bad too. He was limping all around.
But you know, the circumstances made me think it's not a logical thing to do.
Doesn't make sense. 2-0. You're trying to win a game here.
This ball pretty well hit on a run. Mookie Betts. Here's Jackie Bradley calling him off. He'll make the play. 2 down. Let's get out of Guerin.
Thanks, OB. Well, Pablo Sandoval is on the 10-day DL with a right knee sprain. He continues to rehab but has not participated in any baseball activity. John Farrell said things are pretty much status quo. However, guys, good news for Carson Smith and Tyler Thornburg. Farrell said both pitchers are closer to getting on the mound. And you can stay on top of the latest Red Sox news with Nesson's free Red Sox text alerts. From breaking news to in-game alerts, Nesson will make sure you are in the know. To sign up, just text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. OB, back to you.
Guerin, well done, especially given the fact that you're freezing down there.
It's a little cold. It's a little cold.
Nicely done. Flaherty here, he has struck out and flied out 0 for 2. And I'm just saying that's the first hit batsman of the year for Bundy. You know.
Okay. I mean, what if he hit Pedroia the same way? I mean, that would have been even worse, maybe.
2 down, bases empty.
But there's no way they would have hit Pedroia, right? I mean, the guy that they would hit that makes sense is Betts.
With the damage he's done against the Orioles. Ridiculous last year.
Kind of deserves one. Not after what happened last week, though.
1-1 and a lazy swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Flaherty. 2-0 Baltimore with the lead here in the 7th inning. If it gets that far, Joseph is on deck. He doubled in a run in the 5th inning. Red Sox yearning for some offense. And time to do something about it tonight. 1-2. He struck him out. 96.
Get it.
On the black. Embry bringing it. Strikes out 2 in the inning. 2-0 Orioles. Electric poll question. Who led the Sox in saves in 1967 with 20? John Hyatt or Sparky Lyle? 55% of you thought Sparky Lyle. Well, John Wyatt had 20 saves and a 2.60 ERA. Sparky Lyle had 5 saves.
But everybody knows who Sparky Lyle is.
Right.
Right?
That was a really good question tonight.
Yeah.
Tough one. Well, Bundy back at it. Bottom of the 7th inning. Pedroia, Bradley, Leon, and third time around against the right-hander, who has shut the Red Sox down on 2 hits. And Pedroia out in front. Tonight he's 0 for 2. So the Red Sox will have to come from behind here pretty late on the first night in May if they're going to win it. Hot shot but foul. Dustin Pedroia looking for the first home run of 2017. Red Sox have hit 8 home runs the last 7 games, so hitting more lately. The 0-2 pitch.
Boy, he dots the corner there. He has to sit down. Had him way out front those first 2 pitches. Can't put him away.
One, 2. Pedroia started the night with good numbers against Dylan Bundy. 6 for 15, 400 clip. Two and 2.
This guy doesn't throw as many fastballs as we saw that one chart. He doesn't go, throws 40% fastballs. We've seen a lot of curveball, slider, changeups this at bat.
2-2, pop foul of the play. You go back over the last 85 games Dustin Pedroia has played against the Baltimore Orioles here at Fenway. He's hitting about 340.
Yeah, he wears this team out. Over there too. In Baltimore.
2-2. Floater toward left, coming on. Flaherty dives ahead. He made the play. Man from Maine with a fine play there for out number 1. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's TC. Toronto has won 2 in a row. First time all year, trying to win 3 straight.
Here they come.
Thanks, TC. That'll bring up Jackie Bradley. He's popped up and walked tonight.
Well, we saw Severino the other night. I said, this guy is going to be the man. Next thing you know, he goes out, gives up 5 runs in 5 innings. You know, that's what it is with kids. You know, you're not sure. Can they be consistent?
Mile high. That one back toward the netting, and a catch made by Joseph for the second out. So 2 gone. The CVS Health Charity Classic has added a 2-day family-friendly food festival, introducing Crave Rhode Island. It's on June 15 and 16 at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence. For tickets and information, visit cvshealthcharityclassic.com. Now, one thing that Bundy has kept the Red Sox from doing tonight really is hit the ball hard. They really haven't smoked many.
They haven't smoked many. The double play ball go back to a couple of them were hit pretty hard, but for the most part he's just kept it off the barrel, I guess.
Now you look at these last 3 innings, nothing but pop-ups and fly balls pretty much, and the one hit from the 5th inning on was a bunt.
He doesn't throw the same pitch twice in a row almost.
Doesn't seem to have one dominating pitch.
Hardest ball he threw was off his thigh.
Off the thigh of Mookie Betts.
See, there you go right there. He paints that 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Two down, bases empty. 0-2 on Sandy Leon.
His average fastball on the season, they say, is 94, but tonight it's been maybe maxing out at, on average, 91, I would say. I mean, he's thrown a couple balls hard. There's this ball upstairs here. 91.
Orioles up 2-0 in the 7th. Hernandez on deck, hoping to bat in this inning. And he chased that one and helped him. Strike 3. Red Sox go very, very quietly in the 7th inning. Machado's been terrific tonight. You got to give it to him.
He really has. You see, he makes this play look so easy. Little force out there, and this one gets it behind him, slides, gets up, force out, good feed, and then he goes bridge. Hanging cutter, gone.
And one of the 2 runs on the scoreboard. That's all tonight. 2-0 Orioles as we go to the 8th inning. Embry will stay on and take on 9-1-2. Rick Porcello went the first 6, giving up 5 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. Didn't walk anybody. Certainly did his job, but Red Sox have been unable to touch up Bundy. And he's at 99 pitches, and their bullpen right now is not active, so he's coming back out. Joseph has gone 1 for 2 with a double. You made the point about their bullpen was overused against the Yankees.
Oh, totally. But the biggest loss of their season on Saturday, they blew a 9-1 lead, 14-11.
So they needed a long outing tonight from their starter. Well, tomorrow night is a Chris Sale night here at Fenway Park. Red Sox in Baltimore in game 2. High fly down that right field line, heading for the stands. 7:10 tomorrow night. Chris Sale against Alec Asher, right-hander.
Asher, a kid they got from who? Texas, Philly, somewhere. Yep. He went in that Hamels deal, right? I think from.
Yep. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Joseph.
Meanwhile, who's closing for Baltimore? Is it Brock or O'Day or?
Brock has been and doing a really good job, actually, and that's in there for strike 3. So Joseph will take a seat. That's the third strikeout of the 4 batters that Heath Hembree has faced.
Hembree's got it going on. This guy has done a nice job. He really has.
Now tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud. Available at Men's Warehouse. TC will be joined by Red Sox President of Baseball Operations, Dave Dombrowski, live on Yawkey Way. The weather's supposed to be much nicer.
Good.
Temperatures up into the 70s. Here's Smith. He's 0 for 3.
You know, to think we got Hembree for Jake Peavy. You think about it, we were just giving away Jake Peavy. We end up getting a guy like Hembree. That to me is a nice trade.
Ground ball foul. Sox bullpen continues to perform very well. Right now ranking 3rd in the majors in ERA, 2.34, 3rd in opponents' batting average. Also in the top 3 in slugging percentage against, home run rate.
Power bullpen finishes it off with this guy, which is he's ridiculous.
1-1 in there for a strike. Why has he been? I mean, he was an all-star last year, but
I just think
he's just about untouchable this year. How come?
He's just locked in. You know, they talk about lines. You know how he's lined up. If he gets off, offline, he starts yanking it. Well, he hasn't yanked a lot. That man is Gas Masterson. Is he not? He is. I mean, his 98 seems like 105.
Explodes,
doesn't it?
He seems very comfortable this year.
Oh yeah.
And his expression never changes.
No.
Whether strikes out the side or whatever.
He doesn't even dance around or nothing. He expects to punch people out. He probably gets mad when he doesn't get a strikeout. Right? I mean,
I can't tell though.
Right, exactly.
Never shows it. 2-2. Oh, just missed. If it did. Barely off the corner, said Greg Gibson. So the count 3-2. Take another look.
He's trying to go inside. That's why he didn't get it, because he reached back out. If he was setting up out there, he might have got it.
Nobody on base, 1 down here in the 8th. 2-0 Orioles. And he walked him. So Smith is on. And Adam Jones is next. RBI Baseball 2017 returns. Fast-paced. Pick up and play Major League action. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and all the mobile devices. Learn more at RBIGame.com.
Well, we might have some action out of the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, Gentry's running.
Yes. He's got 3 bags this year. This is their man.
Yeah, that's a king's ransom for the Orioles.
I'm telling you.
That's not being sarcastic. They just don't run. So a man on for Jones, who has gone 0 for 3. The Orioles have 7 stolen bases so far as a team, as that one's fouled away. They're tied for the 2nd fewest.
Better pace than last year.
Yeah, for Buck this year, it's a track meet.
It is. So obviously they never hit and run either. You wouldn't think, right? I mean,
so we don't think they have a steal sign.
Yeah, right. So they have no hit and run sign.
He's not running. That's a strike. And the count quickly 0-2 on Jones.
Jones is always hacking, and now he's 0-2. You think he's giving him a chance to run, but
Machado on deck. Jones 2 for 6, a home run against Hembree. Back to Hembree. He throws that one into the outfield. Up and running. Gentry on his way to 3rd. And everybody's safe. 1st and 3rd, 1 down on the misfire by Hembree.
little chopper right back to Embry. He throws it. The two guys are crisscrossing. He throws it to Pedroia. That's what he thought. Pedroia was going to continue on to second base. He throws it to him, but he's got to throw it to Bogaerts. Throws it to center field. Double play ball.
Red Sox committing their 20th error of the season. This has been a real problem.
He picked up Pedroia in his eye, and he just stayed with Pedroia all the way, and he wasn't covering.
So here's Machado, has blasted a home run. He's gone 1 for 3. It's something the Red Sox have talked about internally. They seem to be making one mistake, either defensive mistake or a base running mistake, a wild pitch, something like that. Yeah, in too many games.
Yeah, you can't afford to do that. You're not scoring any runs, and you can't afford to make a mistake like that. That's an ending double play ball.
Well, now he really needs one of those off the bat of Machado. Trying to get out of this first and third 1-out jam. And a strike.
Well, the fact of the matter is, when the guy gets on first base like Gentry was, you looked at the pitcher looks at the shortstop or second base and says, who's covering? So you know who's covering. But the next thing you know, you get a ground ball back to you, and you start to look at Pedroia, and you don't get your eyes off. So he didn't know who was covering.
1-1.
I mean, it's automatic. When somebody gets on first base, you look up at the shortstop and you tell him who's covering, and he tells you. So you know. It's crazy what happens when all of a sudden the game speeds up on you. You pick up Pedroia and you just think he's covering. It's a brain cramp. You just freeze.
Well, now Embry trying to pitch around his own miscue. Here comes the 2-1. Then misses downstairs. 3 balls and a strike.
All of a sudden you can see it. He's in good position to throw. He just picked up Pedroia. And you got Bogey cutting across. He would have turned that nicely.
Hitters count for Machado. Ground ball to third. Hernandez with a bobble, and a run is in. The Red Sox with another error, and that'll make it 3-0 as Gentry scores.
And that's a double play ball too, right there. Back-to-back double play balls. Doesn't get any uglier than that, because the ball's hit sharply enough that you just get it and turn it. You see him get it? No, he doesn't. No turn. Back-to-back double play balls flubbed.
Machado does pick up an RBI on that, but a gift. And 3-0 Orioles. The Red Sox had a bad defensive game in a Cubs series in which they committed 4 errors. Dustin Pedroia said later, we had a snowball fight in 1 inning as Abad throws in a bullpen, and more mistakes tonight. And defensively, there's no reason for this Red Sox team to have 21 errors. It should be a real strength of this team.
Yeah, it should be. But I mean, it's early, and if you get 4 errors in 1 game, that'll stick with you forever. But this right here, in 1 inning, have 2 double play balls. It doesn't happen.
So 3-0. That was gift wrapped. And here's Trumbo. Runners at first and second. They can really bust it open. Home run threat here, and he doubled in the 4th inning. And Hembry's pitch, cut on and missed for a strike. Only 1 away in an inning that should have ended a long time ago. Jones and Machado aboard. Top half of the 8th inning. But it's been one to forget for the Red Sox. Big cut and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Oh, that's the hardest slider I've ever seen. Ooh. I thought Syndergaard probably threw the hardest slider I've ever seen, and meanwhile he's He's hurt right now.
Yes. Noah Syndergaard of the Mets finally agreeing to have an MRI.
That's nice of him.
And the 0-2 missed badly there. Well, the problems began with a one-out walk to Smith. Davis on deck. Trying to fan Trumbo here. Foul back. Still 1-2. Not much of a history to go on, but Trumbo is 0 for 2 with a strikeout against Hembree. And a right-hander looking for a sign here from Sandy Leon with the runners at first and second. Fouled off.
You don't see Hembree come inside all that much to right-handed hitters. Everything is fastball, slider, hard away.
Orioles have scored in the inning without the benefit of a hit. And time granted to Leon, and he'll go out for a conference. Due up for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hernandez, Bogarts, and Benintendi. Against Dylan Bundy, who has allowed the Red Sox just 2 hits in the game. One of those a bunt. One-two to Trumbo.
I don't know how he got to that ball. That ball's
in 95 away and
got a piece somehow.
Inflicted foul. Trumbo off to a slow start. 206, just 2 home runs after a torrid first half last year.
He threw a fastball in, it would just break his knuckles.
And Hembree with a 1-2. Ground ball toward the hole, through for a base hit. Jones hits third. He's rounding. Here's the throw by Benintendi to the plate. It's by everybody. Runners in to score, and the runners will move up to second and third. 4-0 Baltimore.
That wasn't really pretty either by Benintendi, the throw.
Here comes John Farrell. Trumbo with the RBI single. He drives in his 12th run of the season. And Abad, the next man to enter the fray here. So that's it for Hembree. He committed an error on the double play ball, had one committed at third base as well. Benintendi will also be charged with an error because the runners moved up there. So Red Sox have made 3 errors in the inning.
Wow.
4-0 Baltimore. More in a moment. And it just got kind of ugly as the Red Sox have committed 3 errors in this inning. Bundy's gone 7. Machado with a long home run. Rick Porcello pitched quite well over 6 innings, 7 Ks, no walks, only 5 hits. Xander Bogaerts 1 for 3 with a double. And now the lead is ballooned to 4-0 Orioles. With a big helping hand from the Sox defensively. Fernando Abad out of the bullpen. He pitched in 2 of the 3 games against the Cubs, including his first hold on Friday. Faces Davis now. Runners at second and third in the infield end.
Boy, Abad was the MVP Friday night when he got those 2 big strikeouts. Got to keep the game right here. It's bad enough as it is.
Only 1 out. Davis has struck out 3 times in the first, the fourth, and the 6th, all at the hand of Rick Porcello. There's a shot line to right. Betts there to snatch it. Runner tagging up. Machado's in to score. As the throw comes into third base, it is 5-0 Baltimore. Machado, who had reached on the error committed by Hernandez at third. So sacrifice, RBI number 6 for Davis. It's been an ugly inning.
Yeah, the innocent little ground ball back to Embry, throws it away. Double play ball will end the inning. Another double play ball to Hernandez. He bobbles it, can't get a handle on it. That would have been a double play, and then the base hit. Scores Jones from second base. Bad throw there by Benintendi for the 3rd error of the inning, and Embry's gone.
2 down for Scope with a man at second. He has 2 hits tonight, pair of singles. He's also struck out. As Trumbo at second base. 3 runs in this inning for the Orioles. And Sandy Leon would like a mound visit. If the Orioles win tonight, they will be 16-8.
The thing about the Orioles is they haven't really swung the bats all that well either, even though they've got 30 home runs. For them, that's not a big deal. I think the surprise for them has been their pitching.
And I think another surprise, how well their bullpen has performed without Britton.
Right. Up until just the other night, that's about it. But the kind of year they've gotten from Bundy, right? He's pitched well for them.
Yep.
And Miley has pitched well in his starts.
We have not seen Miley.
Yeah, we'll miss him.
But what happens when he pitches against Chris Sale?
Yeah.
Feel like a 45-minute game.
So true.
2-1. High twisting pop-up. Bogaerts out, coming in Jackie Bradley. Jackie says he has it, and that will mercifully end the inning. Red Sox commit 3 errors to give up 3 runs. Bottom of the 8th, coming 5-0 Baltimore. a lot of personality that'll be edited into a commercial showing players' personalities. Top video airs as a Red Sox commercial on NESN, and a winning fan gets $1,000 plus a visit to our broadcast booth. Go to NESN Next Door, NESNNext.com, and upload your video today. And we are on to the last half of the 8th, 5-0 Baltimore. Marco Hernandez has struck out, flied out. He is 0 for 2 facing Dylan Bundy.
Long inning there for Bundy. See how he reacts to this. He ran out there real early to get some extra throws in.
Red Sox will bring up Bogaerts and Benintendi after Hernandez. Gentry stayed in the game to play right field. That is the Orioles change. Hernandez hitting .278. Fouls that one back.
Kind of running out of gas there, you would think. This late in the ball game, 103 pitches, long inning.
They do not have anybody warming up. Fly down the line. Is it going to stay fair? No. For every Red Sox home run this season, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Visit your Boston area Speedway during April. Use your Speedy Rewards card. When you purchase $3 of in-store merchandise, you get 10 cents off per gallon of gas. .108 is his season high. That was against the Red Sox over 7 innings, April 21st. He's at 104 now. Check swing down low. The appeal, no. Jim Wolf says no swing, 3-2. They're starting to move around. And a payoff pitch. Fly down that line again. That one's going to keep on sailing to the base of the wall. Hernandez can run very well. He slides in way ahead of the throw with a double. Red Sox with just their 3rd hit. This one begins the bottom of the 8th. That'll probably get their bullpen active.
Well, I guess so. Your 3-2 fastball. Knows the fastball's coming. It's running away. He stays right on it. Hits this ball down the left field line. A little one hopper off the wall. He's going to get into second easy with his speed.
That'll get Darren O'Day up with that unmistakable style. Dropping down like that. He can get ready quick too. Here's Bogaerts. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Until the Hernandez 2-base hit. The only extra base hit the Red Sox had. Xander Bogaerts 2-bagger in the 3rd. Pitch number 108.
You know, in this day and age, with pitchers only going, 100 pitches and they go to the bullpen, you see them, they're trying to get more outs out of that bullpen by Bundy. You just don't see it all that often. I mean, they're not going to stretch him out any farther than this.
Off the end of the bat, popped up. Hardy racing out, coming on Flaherty, and it drops in. Hernandez had to hold up. He's into 3rd and stopping there. So a break for the Red Sox. 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
What is happening with Hardy? Nobody called him off. He said, I got it, and then he backs off at the last second. I got it. Did he hear somebody? I mean, what's happening?
So it'll drop in for a base hit.
Well, that's a gift right there.
That's going to bring out Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, to buy O'Day a little more time in the bullpen. Nobody out. Big break for the Red Sox, perhaps. Benintendi will be up next.
I can't imagine Flaherty saying anything out there. Miscommunication, make him pay.
No, it certainly like it was Hardy who was calling
right
for the catch and just begged off. And it drops in.
You know, he had this ball all the way. I mean, he hears footsteps or what? I mean, you don't want to say anything. I don't think Flaherty said anything. Just a very ugly play by Hardy.
Now Benintendi, who has walked, grounded out, and flied to left, 0 for 2 tonight. Red Sox trying to get back in this thing, down 5-0.
These are the throws that you throw in the 8th inning you feel tomorrow.
The season high in pitches, 110. Line shot, center field, base hit. In to score Hernandez. Up to second Bogarts. The Sox are on the board. That'll make it 5-1. 15 RBIs for the rookie Benintendi on a nice swing. And here comes Showalter.
It's about time, Buck. See this little changeup. It look like a split ball going down. He goes down and gets it. This kid can hit. Look at him on one knee. Line drive, base hit, center field.
That makes it 5-1 Baltimore. Last pitch thrown by Bundy. Benintendi rips it into center field. And he'll bring on O'Day, and we'll be back with more in a moment. Bill it against Bundy. Are you surprised that Buck Showalter didn't have anybody warming up at the top of the inning?
Oh, totally. And like I said, this day and age, Bundy's your best guy. He's a young pitcher. He gave you 7 innings. Get in trouble, he's gone. Meanwhile, he faced, what, 3 hitters this inning?
Double, single, single.
Not his fault, part of it. You know, Hardy missing the pop-up right there. But you give me 110 pitches, you got to go.
Here's O'Day now. Came off the disabled list last year, and he was also on the disabled list a couple of times. Rotator cuff and a hamstring. But when he's on, he can be very tough with this funky delivery. Mookie Betts stands in. Runners at first and second. And strike 1. Not going to blow you away on that radar gun, but he throws a lot of strikes.
A lot of frisbees, and the fastball he tries to sink a little bit, but that slider almost rises. He throws it from underneath.
And tough against the Sox. 276 career earned run average. 2 men on. 0-2 on Mookie.
That's a tough pitch right there, sweeping all the way across. I mean, you got to go out and get this thing. It's the wrong pitch to try to go hack, but down and away, perfect pitch.
Mookie 0 for 2, and he's been hit by a pitch. Lunging and a fly ball into left field. It does not carry. Flaherty by himself this time for the first out.
There's some tough pitches there on bats, all sliders.
Red Sox get Joe Kelly up and active in the pen as Hanley Ramirez gets ready to step in. Hanley is grounded to third. He's walked. He's fly to center. 6-game hitting streak with 3 home runs in that. He has Bogarts at second and Benintendi at first. So on an extra base hit, this could really get fascinating. And O'Day with a high set. Fires in strike one. Hanley's been up against him 5 times. He has 1 hit, and that is a homer. Red Sox for the first time tonight have multiple hits in a single inning. That's outside. He would not go after it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Moreland would be next.
He kind of wants you to chase, is what he wants you to do. He already threw a fastball for a strike.
Hanley with excellent command of the strike zone himself. Here comes the 1-1. Line shot. It drops down. Bogarts is in. Flaherty had to go all the way to the warning track. And now you've got 2 men at second base. Hanley Ramirez kept on going. And he lunges for Benintendi, and he is out. And a base running blunder by the Red Sox, who have also made 3 errors in this one.
Hanley did not look up to see that Benintendi did not take off for third. I thought Flaherty made a nice play holding that ball from, making that ball not get to the wall. I don't know what Buck is complaining about right here. This is a nice play. You see him. Flaherty gets to this ball. Benintendi holds up. He never looked up. I mean, he still didn't know till he got to second base that Benintendi was there. But he holds up. He has to play it safe. He can't be aggressive like Hanley is being. Hanley just was not watching. Hanley never looked up. He thinks this is a double all the way. He forgot all about the base runner.
Benintendi both occupied. Benintendi went off the bag first, and he was tagged out. But for the moment or two, they both occupied the bag. The Red Sox, frankly, have continued to shoot themselves in the foot on the base paths.
Oh, totally.
Defensively.
This is ugly right here. It should have been first and second, 1 out. 5-2. Tying run at the plate.
Hanley does pick up an RBI, of course, to drive in 1 to make it 5-2. And now Moreland. Still an opportunity to close the gap here in this inning. 2 down. And a big cut and a miss for a strike.
But I was talking about Flaherty cut that ball off. And that's why Benintendi held up.
And made a good defensive play. But you could see it very obviously that Hanley Ramirez did not look up.
He was thinking 2 all the way, never looked up.
And the 0-1. Big cut. 2 strikes on Moreland. He's at 267 with 2 home runs.
I mean, you would have had the tying run at the plate right now. The Red Sox have had some excellent swings in this inning, and they do have
4 hits and 2 runs. He had a sour taste, the 0-2. Got a piece of that. 5-2 Baltimore here in the 8th. The hits are actually now even at 6. For sale tomorrow in game 2.
Here he comes.
Pedroia on deck. And the 2-strike pitch from Darren O'Day. Fought off foul. O'Day throws a lot of strikes. He's thrown 10 pitches since coming in, 9 for strikes.
He threw 3 good pitches to Betts, but since that time, a lot of balls up.
Base hit could make it 5-3 and take away some of the sting. High twisting foul back out of play. And they'll do it again on 0-2. Red Sox in the top of the 8th committed 3 errors. Now a base running mistake. Game like that sometimes calls for a team meeting the next day. I know John Farrell has been unhappy with a lot of the base running lately. Here comes the 0-2. That's around the outside part of the plate. Certainly you think that maybe individual discussions, veteran players, would take place after a game like this, and time is asked for and granted to Moreland.
You know, you make physical errors. I mean, right? You make it
right.
As far as the ground ball back to the pitcher, he kind of had a brain cramp himself because he knows who's covering, but next thing you know, he changed his mind. And
the 1-2 pitch to Moreland. Line into center. Jones trying to cover, makes an outstanding tumbling play, and that steals a hit. Now the Red Sox had some big swings in the inning. They do score a couple of runs to make it a 5-2 game going to the 9th. grab a couple of runs, but that 8th inning is one they're going to want to forget, despite the fact they started a rally. And Joe Kelly coming out of the pen for the 11th time this season, a .270 earned run average for the hard-throwing righty, and he'll get the bottom third of the order now for the Baltimore Orioles. Hardy, Flaherty, and Joseph. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Orioles. 2 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors for the Red Sox, who are still within striking distance. Hardy tonight 0 for 3, a strikeout, 2 flyouts. And Kelly's first one is hammered into the ground. Bogart's on the charge, off balance, flips and gets him. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Nicely done there by Bogarts.
They're going to get Brock going in that bullpen, the man who is subbed as the closer with Britton injured, but Britton is soon to return. And he has flat out been the best closer in the game. Mr. Britton.
This kid's been a great all-star setup man.
Yeah, Brock 4 for 5 in save opportunities filling in. Here's Flaherty. He is 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts, a fly to left.
Kelly getting it up there again tonight. Last night he was throwing over 100 miles an hour. This is back-to-back outings for Kelly. His control's been on and off.
Well, when he's been good, he's been really good. .96. Did not swing it.
More times than not, when he throws a ball over 100 miles an hour, it's up out of the zone. He has a hard time finishing that thing.
Flaherty 0 for 7 against Joe Kelly in his career. And a 1-1. Just missed, apparently. Greg Gibson said no.
Sounded high, I guess.
2-1. Ground ball to third, backing up Hernandez. High throw and safe.
Another one.
And Hernandez has committed his second error on a high toss that took Moreland off the base. The Red Sox, for the second time in 3 games, have committed 4 errors.
This is a routine play. It's just a bad throw. He's got all the time in the world to get it over there. He kind of launches it. Moreland can't get back to the bag in time. Error number 4 for the Red Sox. Just a high throw. Can't get back down.
His second error tonight.
Well, the Red Sox will be leading the league after tonight in errors.
Rickard will run for Flaherty at first base. That brings up Joseph. He's got 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And he flies a foul out of play. 5-2 Baltimore here in the 9th. And in the bottom of the 9th inning, it's Pedroia, Bradley, Leon scheduled to bat for the Sox against Brock. And Kelly with the 0-1. A strike. Joseph 2 for 9 with a home run in his career against Joe. Misting here at Fenway. Chilly night, 46 degrees. And the 0-2 to the number 9 hitter. Hot shot. Pedroia snags it to Bogart's got 1. Double play. And that'll do it. We're heading for the last half of the 9th inning. Baltimore on top by 3. 5-2 lead. Red Sox with 4 errors in this game, and yet still within striking distance as Brock comes out of their bullpen. He is the substitute closer. He's done a very good job, as you can see, with a 1.93 ERA. Zach Britton, there are reports, will return tomorrow and take over that role, and Brock will go back to the setup spot.
Well, that should help them out, but he's held down the fort since he's been out, like you said. This kid's got 95. He's just a funky angle that he comes at, too.
First man in, Dustin Pedroia, looking at strike one. He's gone 0 for 3 tonight. Jackie Bradley on deck. And Pedroia will take the heater outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's pretty nasty right there. A little crossfire outside corner. Didn't get the call.
Joey Rickard staying in to play left. And the 1-1. Went with a breaking ball. It was not a strike, according to Gibson.
Oh, I got to have that.
The plate's tightened up a little bit.
Yeah, that's a strike. Pitched before, maybe not. This one is. That catches the plate.
Pedroia looking for his first hit tonight, and a 2-1.
This guy's deceiving. You can't really pick it up. It's on you.
Chris Sale against Alec Asher tomorrow night at 7:10, game 2 of this 4-game series.
A little herky jerky with some gas.
2-2. Herky jerky, yes, with some gas. Sounded like my first car in high school.
A little crossfire to boot, man. That's nasty.
But 3-2. And a payoff to the shortstop. Hardy takes a friendly bounce. 1 away. So Dustin Pedroia 0 for 4. Jackie Bradley next. Jackie has popped up twice. He's also taken ball 4. Looking to hit one hard here in the bottom of the 9th. Red Sox trail 5-2. If the Orioles win, they go to 16-8. Red Sox would drop to 13-12. Bundy would get the win. Porcello would take the loss. Chris Young on deck. He would hit for Sandy Leon. One out, nobody on, and he fouled it off. So to count 0-2 on JBJ. His average now sitting at 200, looking for a hot stretch here. Certainly remember his 29-game hitting streak last year. Knows how to do that to heat up.
He is one of the streakiest there is.
This Orioles team has been unexpectedly hot in the early going. Swing, and there's a shot to left center field on the drive. Jones racing and makes another outstanding play. Boy, back-to-back innings. He has taken off like a shot and hauled it in.
He made a great diving play to end last inning, and this one's on the run, and he backhands this ball like in his back pocket. That is a beautiful play, and it right in stride. He got off on the sound of the bat. He makes his catch nice. The ball was stung pretty good by Betts, slicing away from him just in time to nab it.
Well, that steals an extra base hit from Jackie Bradley. So 2 down. And now Chris Young is the pinch hitter here in the 9th inning. 5-2 Baltimore. One of the better swings by a Red Sox hitter tonight, but denied by Adam Jones. And a 1-0. 1-1.
Boy, he's tough on right-handed hitters.
Hernandez double last time up. He's on deck though, and here comes the 1-1. Oof. Red Sox down to their last strike. Bases empty, 2 away. And a 1-2 from Brock. 2-2.
Oh,
3-2.
man.
94. Gibson said not a strike. So the count full on Young.
What you call staying alive by the skin of your teeth.
Payoff pitch, a rope, a diving play by Machado. That's how the ball game ends. Well, he had a dazzling night defensively. He also hit one totally out of the ballpark. And Baltimore wins it by a final of 5-2. Cold and misty, and for the Red Sox, TC, forgettable here tonight.